What's up, YouTube, and welcome to Codename Scream. I am that horror guy.
And I'm Mel.
And please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications for all things horror. We are talking new horror, because it's still coming. We finally got some new stuff to talk about, which is awesome. We're going to spend today talking about a Netflix exclusive, actually. So what are we talking about today?
We are doing, based on the popular books by R.L. Stine, Fear Street Part 1, 1994.
Yeah!
I've been looking forward to these for such a long time.
Yep.
And the Part 1 was released exclusively on Netflix July 2nd, 2021. It was directed by Lee Janiak, produced by Peter Chernin. These names again.
Yeah. Sharman?
Jeno Topping. And David Reddy.
Oh, wow. All right.
Quite the crew there.
I got everything going on there.
Yep. And we don't really have anything on budget. There's no box office because it was a Netflix exclusive. But Rotten Tomatoes has come in on it. And it's turned out critics liked it an awful lot. 80%. Audience at 64%.
Pretty crazy.
Yep. And there's not, we don't want to spoil it for you. Because we just want you to watch this because it's just something you have to watch.
Absolutely agreed.
So I guess we'll just talk about our thoughts on it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go? Go for it.
Yeah, no. So I'm going to provide the link in the description below here for you guys to check out Part 1, 1994. So you guys can watch this for yourself. We are not going to leave any spoilers here. Mm-hmm. We totally tell you guys, go out there, watch it, love it, and then join in with us, specifically in messages and email. Keep as much of the spoilers out of these comments. We want people to actually enjoy this. But I love this movie. It is an awesome introduction. It is paying some serious homage to Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Mm-hmm. Very nostalgic. They hit the nostalgic factor very well here. Right out of the gate, even, the music alone was a huge selling point for me. Mm-hmm. And if anyone who's been along with this channel from the beginning, you may remember a hat I used to wear all the time. My favorite band in the entire world, and they're right in the beginning of the film. So I knew I was going to love this movie right off the bat. Mm-hmm. But on a non-biased opinion, getting that out of the picture, this movie's amazing. Has a really great story. I love the effects in this film. For being a Netflix exclusive and the amount of gore and kills we do get, I was actually impressed. Because they've done exclusives to this point, it wasn't to this much graphic content. Mm-mm. So, love that. Love the acting. Think the acting is believable. It's honest, and there are a few pops and jump scares in there that were actually legitimately scary. Mm-hmm. There's a twist in it as well, and the twist is very reminiscent of the twists we would have seen in the 90s. Yep. It just felt really good to go down memory lane. I will say, however, there were a couple of things as far as the music side that I did notice, but we're going to hold off on that because I did happen to read ahead a little bit. I did see you had a fun fact that kind of goes hand in hand with where I was going to complain about. Yep. So that complaint will be saved for fun facts. Okay. And also there were some bits where they didn't completely get the full 90s effect. The mall felt very 90s. The small town felt very 90s. Some of the wardrobe, unfortunately, did not feel 90s. Right. Someone that lived through the 90s. I remember it vividly. That was probably my only takeaway from this is there were moments where it didn't feel like 94. Sure. But other than that, slam dunk. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
I will 100% agree with you.
Wow!
I loved this. I knew in the first 10 minutes that I was going to love this movie because it was adult goosebumps.
Yes.
And going into it, I didn't know that it was going to be so adult centric.
No.
I thought it was going to be more because I read the Fear Street books when I was a kid. And then they started dropping F-bombs and there was some gore and I was like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
But it was just, it impressed me from the beginning. I was like, this is exactly what I wanted it to be from the get-go. The soundtrack was incredible.
Oh yeah.
But there were some discrepancies.
Yes, there were.
So this was supposed to be based in 1994. One of the first notable tracks you notice is
noticeably noticeable.
Garbage, Only Happy When It Rains, which Garbage is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Same.
So I hear this song and I was like, I know this when this album came out. This album did not come out until 1996. Because I know this album very well.
Yep.
And so I Googled it, and the song did come out earlier than the album in the UK. It came out in 1995.
Yep. And if you mind if I take the next one on
Go
this one,
for
because
it. I know this is one that you noticed too.
This is the one that actually jumped out to me right away. Garbage. Huge fan. Did notice that one. Didn't notice the date right off the bat. I did go back and check that one later. However, this one jumped out to me immediately. There's a scene with White Zombies, More Human Than Human. And I was like, that album came out in 95. It's one of my all-time favorite records, period. So I went and took a look. Technically, the single for More Human Than Human was dropped in 1994, but it wasn't actually out in the public to where you could purchase it until 95. Yeah. So that was my biggest complaint in the music side of things, because that's a killer track.
Regardless, the soundtrack was incredible.
Top notch. Whoever is on the production side for the music, you killed it. Yeah. It felt so nostalgic.
So that just made me love it even more. Like I said, the gore was just so impressive. I loved it. Specifically, there's a scene in a grocery store with a bread cutter.
Oh, I know!
That was
yes.
you have to watch it just for that. And I love the fact that they took it to a grocery store, because that pays homage to a whole different side of things. Like every zombie movie, they're going to a grocery store.
Yeah.
And like Bird Box, that totally reminded me of that too. It was just like, I loved that part of it, like in the grocery store.
Oh yeah.
Just every single part of this I loved. The storyline was so strong. There wasn't many plot holes that I noticed in it, which I was expecting, because a lot of these Netflix exclusives, don't hold up to Shudder exclusives.
They're little Swiss. Yeah, Shudder.
Shudder.
Not Swiss cheese.
Yeah, it far beyond my expectations. And
Absolutely.
I think I came into it not expecting something as great as we got too, which helped in but I loved it. 10 out of 10, 100%.
Absolutely. I even went into it without having watched the trailer.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I just saw the poster and I was like, I read those books as a kid, and we even leaked it on our Instagram not too long ago about, hey, would you guys want to do this? And you guys were like, yeah, absolutely. So of course we were going to jump on this. But yeah, if you guys have watched it, like I said in the beginning, please make sure to just message us or email us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Try to keep the discussion side of things out of the comments, unless, of course, you're like, yes, you need to see this, or don't see it. Keep it at that. No spoilers, please.
Just, comment anything that is not a spoiler.
Yeah. Because we want everyone to take a look at this. It's awesome. This is the first part of a 3-part series. They've dropped every Friday and will until the end here. So we're going to be covering each one of these. Yeah. So with that being said, scare you later, YouTube.